Hi, BrenTech here, where tech is made simple. So just yesterday, Vivaldi rolled out their latest release of their desktop browser, version 6.2. And as I mentioned in that video, which I'll leave a link to in the description, version 6.2 was a jam-packed release which had a good couple of new features, a lot of improvements, add-ons, and a whole lot of bug fixes that were listed in the change log. Now already we have our first point release that's rolling out a day later, and was actually rolled out maybe an hour or so ago today on the 31st of August. And this update, according to Vivaldi, fixes a common crash. So obviously there's been a crash issue that's been doing the rounds, which now Vivaldi is trying to obviously rectify with this point release update. Now, once this update has been applied, the browser version is bumped up to 6.2.3105.45. So we're dealing with a point release once again. And the Chromium platform, which the browser is based on, stays exactly the same as it was prior to this update. Now, the common crash is regarding accessing site-specific settings. So when some users were trying to access site-specific settings in the browser, obviously there were stability issues, or the browser was freezing or completely crashing. So if you did have that issue, that should be resolved now once this point release update has been applied. Now, there's also an onboarding mail fix, and Vivaldi Mail did receive a couple of improvements yesterday, as I posted. And this mail improvement now updates the tips to reflect changes to view filters. So there was a couple of improvements with Vivaldi's filters, as I mentioned yesterday in that video. So the update tips now reflect changes to view filters. And then the editor has also received quite an important fix when it comes to the UI. And the editor, as many of you will know, is when you right-click on any toolbar and you head to Customize Toolbar, and apparently the editor was narrower and not centered. So as you can see, that looks pretty centered. So that issue has been resolved with the toolbar editor. And then the fourth and final fix for this latest point release update is regarding the web panels. And apparently they weren't resizable if set to separate width. So if you do set those web panels now to a separate width, you can now resize them once again. So those are the 4 fixes that have rolled out since version 6.2 rolled out yesterday. So clearly Vivaldi trying to address those issues. And if you are using Windows and you want to double check you have the update, you just hit your menu help, check for updates, and this will force the update if it hasn't done so already. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.